प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीप वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Today is a great day. Guru Purnima is the most important day for all spiritual students. Why is it Guru Purnima so important? Purnima is light, full moon light, which brings us happiness. Full moon light brings us good feelings, happiness. And that is given by a guru, not by doing anything, not by giving you books, not by giving you money, not by trying to take you to places. The guru gives you that by removing all the false notions that you have about yourself, and therefore you suffer. All of our sufferings. My children, whatever I am saying, please do not just listen, because these are important to your life. You are entering into life. Your life should always be happy under any situation. Therefore, I am giving these details. Go and think seriously. If there is a real problem, hunger is a problem. You eat, you are satisfied for 2 hours. Again hunger, again eat. Okay, doesn't matter. What does it matter? If I am hungry, I will eat. If after 2 hours, again I will eat. Sometimes your stomach may get upset. You can't eat. You are hungry, but you can't eat. Like this, all the so-called problems that we have, sleep, health, psychological problems in the family, money, all these problems have a solution. Let us take it like that. But even those solutions and the very problems, we will have only temporary solutions. There are no permanent solutions. We have not seen somebody who is very rich and says, I am happiest, I have no worry. You know something, you are more unhappy by the things that you have than things that you don't have. You are more unhappy by the things that you have than the things that you do not have. So, the solutions from the outside world for our problems and sorrows cannot give us meaningful, continuous, unpunctuated, secure happiness. It's not possible because they don't have it. Their nature is changing. Their nature is changing. Your moods are also changing. Then what? How should I live? Just adjust and live. All rich people are doing that. All people who are going to America, software engineers, they're all happy getting the money. They're all happy. Okay, it's nothing wrong in that. Absolutely nothing wrong. But have you inquired before settling down to that? Nothing wrong. There is something greater than that, which happiness is incomparable to the joys that you get out of your money power. The joy that you get in your sleep, can it be compared to any of your external enjoyments? And joy is because in sleep, your mind and intellect does not work. Therefore, you are happy. If you can bring that state of sleep into waking, where you can disconnect from the mind and intellect, you can experience the same happiness. How do I disconnect from the mind and intellect? You have body pain. You say, right, okay, that is body's nature is to have pain, body is having pain. And I turn my attention to that consciousness because of which I am experiencing the pain. Then the pain disappears. When you turn your attention, when the mind turns its attention from anything, that mind is not conscious of that. So you turn your attention from that to the consciousness in you. This consciousness is not a mere consciousness. When the mind is not associated with external turbulences, it is a blissful mind, it's a blissful state of experience, like in sleep. Therefore, you have something in you which gives you just asking complete, total, secure happiness, irrespective of what happens around you. If your joys and happiness depends upon external happenings, you cannot be permanent. Not only the things you cannot order as you want. What about your mind? Whatever is your mind, fight with mummy, fight with daddy. You don't fight, you are a good boy or a good girl. But mummy and daddy fight horrible in the house. Right? Sorry, I have to tell some truths. Mummy and daddy fight, it's horrible. You can't escape all these things. Right? So therefore, external things, you use them. You use their comfort. Nothing wrong. Go for good comfort. Enjoy comfort. But do not depend on that for your happiness. Enjoy that comfort and depend for your happiness on your own consciousness inside you, which is the real you. Therefore, it's called the self. Because it is the real you, it is yourself. Depend on that and play with the outside world. Have comforts, enjoy. If you do not find this happiness inside, with all comforts, you are miserable. You are miserable. If you find this joy with no comforts, you are happy. This is all very, very simple truth of all philosophy. From next class, you don't have to come at all. Pain in the body, mind is agitated, intellect is dull. You say that is my body, my mind, my intellect. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. My car gives me trouble. Do you mean to say my life is gone? My mobile gives me trouble. You mean to say my life is a waste? Same thing, my body, my mind, my intellect. They will give trouble. That is their nature. You should not depend on them. You should not depend on them. There were times I had cars, there were times I had to go by bus. Some people ask me, how did you come? I came with 52 people company with a chauffeur-driven vehicle. That's how you look at it. That means simple language, bus. I came by bus. I used to say, I came with 52 friends with a chauffeur-driven vehicle. That's all. Right? No problem. Absolutely no problem. Problems are all created by our own mind. comparing. Why do we compare? We think he is different from me. When you know that whenever you say, I am Krishna, I am is common. I am Rama, I am is common. Krishna is different, Rama is different. I am Ravana, I am is common in Krishna, Rama, Ravana. But they are different. The Krishna, Rama, Ravana are according to the body. When you are not the body, the I am in Krishna, the I am in Rama, the I am in Ravana are all the same. So your friend, your enemy, your parents, your teachers are all yourself only an extension. Like when you dream, you have your friend in the dream, you have an enemy in the dream. The friend and the enemy all are nothing but you in the dream. Same thing outside world is nothing but a projection of my mind. Just know this much. You don't need any other books to read, Gita, Upanishad, nothing you need. Then what is this talking about? It is not talking about God. It is talking about you. And it says you are God. It is talking about God, but not a God different from you. And it says you are God. When do you become God? When do you don't need anything from others? When you are not the body, mind, intellect, you don't want anything from others, you become God. You are God. So next time, whenever you have a problem, say it is body, it is mind, it is intellect. You are angry also, you say my mind is angry. You are jealous also, you say my mind is jealous. Right? That is the way to live happily. And when you are in this happy mood, what happens? Your actions will be giving you extraordinary results because you are not worried. A worried man's results will not be that good as a happy man's work. When you are happy, you get the best in the world also. Wherever you go, people are happy. If you are not found this secret, whenever you go, people are happy. Okay. So this knowledge about yourself is called self-knowledge. It's called Atma Vidya. Atma means self. Vidya means knowledge. Brahma Vidya. Glorious knowledge, because this makes you see your God. This talks about the self that has no death from all angles. That Krishna has said. But then when I work in the house or in the office, many times I forget this. I'm not able to remember this. I do not actually experience that much. That is because of the confusions you have gathered in many lives in your mind. These confusions, these prejudices have to be reduced. These confusions, these prejudices have to be reduced. How will they be reduced? These confusions, these prejudices you have earned through your work. So these confusions, these prejudices have to be reduced through your work. How? When you work for the ego, they increase. When you work for the good of all, they not only decrease, they do not bring new confusions. That way you become clean, and then you enjoy a greater happiness. And you experience the God that you are. That way of working, because it connects you to God, is called karma yoga. Karma, work. Yoga, that which connects you to God. Because it connects you to God, this action is called karma yoga. First, we have the knowledge of the self. Then he is telling us how to bring this knowledge into our day-to-day life He says, by the right way of acting, that is called Karma Yoga. In this process, he said, first thing is to know your inclination and follow that inclination so that you are inspired, you have no friction. That is called Swadharma. For Arjuna, he is a Kshatriya. Kshatriya Swadharma is to annihilate adharma and establish dharma. So you also find out whether you are happy by serving, whether you are happy by earning, whether you are happy by fighting for justice, whether you are happy by teaching. Take to that path. Do not copy others. He is minting money, I will do that. You will be miserable. You do what you want. If you are the best sweeper, you be the best sweeper in the world. Then the best companies in the world who are having maintenance contracts will call you and pay you more than the software engineers. Right? So therefore, do not worry what to do. Whatever you do, enjoy. Whatever you do, enjoy. If you want to scold somebody, consciously decide, I am going to scold him today. And scold left and right, and you enjoy scolding. And if somebody scolds you, let me see how far this mad fellow will go. Enjoy his scolding. That's the way to live happy and gay. And now let us see the Karma Yoga Bhagavan is talking about. He said, Sukha dukke same krutva, labha labho jaya jayo, tato yuddhaya yujyasva, naivam papam avapsasi. We have no control. Nobody has control over comfort and pain coming in alternates, profit and loss, victory and defeat. They all come one after the other. It is not that always somebody has profit, somebody has victory, somebody has comfort. That's the nature of the body, mind, intellect. Sukha dukkha belongs to the body. Labha labha belongs to the intellect. Jaya, ajaya belongs to the mind. They belong to the body, mind, intellect. Since they are all the time changing, they will also change. So, ignore them. You draw your happiness from yourself. See the self everywhere. And this self, nature is love. Others are also yourself. Discover love for them. Live with the atmosphere of love. Do what best you can do for yourself and for others. Enjoying, basking in this love. Ignore the petty things that come in between, like the Sukha Dukkha, Labha, Labha, Jaya, Ajaya. This is Karma Yoga. And now he's going to deal with that. A few more verses. As an introduction, he says, Esha te vihita sankhe buddhi yoga timam sunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Esha, this knowledge that I have given you, te avihita. So far, I have declared knowledge of the self, Sankhya of the self. Now, Sankhya Buddhi, I have to give you the knowledge, Buddhi, Sankhya Buddhi, knowledge of the self. Now, I will give you Buddhi Yoga, Yoga Buddhi. One is Sankhya Buddhi, that is the knowledge of the self. Second is Yoga Buddhi, how to bring that knowledge into my living, Karma Yoga Buddhi. Tu imam suno. Buddhya yukto. Aligning yourself with this knowledge, yaya partha. By that, karma bandham prahasyasi. You shall go beyond the limitations of the results of karma. Karma always brings friction. Karma always brings temporary happiness or disappointments. Karma always make you depend upon results. That is called bandha. You have to repeat it. You cannot be happy without it. This is called bondage. This is called bandha. You have to be free from all bondages. How will you be free from bondages? When you do not depend on the external world, you depend on yourself only and live. That is called Karma Yoga. Bhagavan says, up to now, I have given you the knowledge of the self. Now I shall give you how to live that. He says, this Karma Yoga in the olden days was done by rituals, that is, to clean the mind, to purify the mind, so that they can have a clear experience of their self. So they used to do rituals, so that in that the ego is surrendered at the altar of Bhagavan. And when they do that, there is a relative peace and happiness. But it has several problems, which Vyasa will tell now. The old type of rituals has several types of problems. So Vyasa says that's too outmoded. You use the principles of those rituals in your day-to-day living. Don't do those rituals. It's a botheration. It's a hectic problem. Live your life normally. Live your life normally, but bring those principles of that rituals into your life. Then you will be happy. In the rituals, when you do, you started a ritual. Halfway through, some problem happened. It happened to us. We organized some Navagraha Homa. 5th day, the Pandit whom we took from here to Sholingar went to bathroom, never came back. So we had to drop it. So, like that, in rituals, this can happen. Not only rituals, you have plowed, you have sown the seeds, but no water, rain doesn't come. Your effort is gone. Or you have plowed, rain also comes, but you did not put the pests. Pests come and eat. And some medicines, you have to check for allergy. If you don't check, the man will die. So these two defects are there in Karma Yoga rituals. That is, if you don't do halfway, it's a waste. If you tell the mantra wrongly, it will give you wrong results. If you tell the mantra wrongly, or even inadvertently, rightly also, because Sanskrit has that. There is a story in Bhagavata. Indrashatro Vardhaya Vardhaya. What he means is, you, the enemy, you increase. Who is the enemy? You are enemy to Indra. But it also means, Indra the enemy, let him grow. This is the play in Sanskrit. So now Indra grew, and this person is been killed. So these are the problems in rituals. When you pronounce something wrong, when you do something wrong, it will have a contrary result. Like when you don't take allergy test and take a medicine, you will die. This is one defect. Other defect is, halfway through, the work is stopped. Abhikrama nasha. Abhikrama, effort. Nasha, loss. Effort is lost when it stops halfway. Pratyavaya, contrary results. That is, you are not put pest, pest can eat. Or if you not done the allergy test, you can die. These problems are there in the rituals. These problems are not there in the Karma Yoga I am going to teach. So Krishna is becoming now a salesman. Krishna is going to say how his Karma Yoga is better than the old rituals Karma Yoga. He uses all the technology that the present modern salesmen use. The Neha Vikramana Shosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasyat Dharmasya Rayate Mahato Bhayat. Na iha abhikramanasha hasti, no loss of effort. Pratyavayo na vidyate, there is no contrary results. Swalpam apis, even if you practice this to a little extent, to that extent your mind will become free. And with that freed mind, you see things clearly, you see the self, you are not afraid of death. Swalpamapi trayate mahato bhaya, saves you from the greatest of fears. What is the greatest of fears? Death. And not only that, in rituals, when you do, there are 1,000 details. And if you miss one, it's incomplete. The Vadyar gives a big list and then asks, do you have this, which is not in the list? You have to run to the market and get it. So it's always agitating because too many details. So he says, in contrast to that, the Karma Yoga I am going to teach you, Krishna says, will give you single-mindedness through a resolution that you have taken, that this work I shall do. And therefore the mind stops wandering in different directions and you get peace. So the people who go after rituals, their mind is split. People who follow Krishna's advice in their day-to-day living, their mind is integrated. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi yekeha guru nandana bahushaka yanantacha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi, the resolute one's mind, yekeha, single pointed, bahushaka yanantacha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Many manifold is the mind of the one who has no resolution, who has no direction, who just tries to do things because somebody says this is good, that is good, and all that. How does he get misled? He says now. You see, all our children must be interesting. You must know this. Krishna himself says what these pandits, these rituals peoples, how they try to hoodwink you. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadarata partha manyadastiti vadinaha. Yam imam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avipachita. These people who are unintelligent, pushpitam, flowery language. You do this ritual, you will become the king. You do this, you will get married to the greatest film actress. Right? Like this, they entice you, saying this is the best. Pravadanti, talk in glorious terms. Avipastita, unintelligent people. Veda, Vada, Ratapat. For that, they quote Vedas also to suit their particular purpose. They misquote. Na anyadasti vadena. They say nothing greater than this. Kamatmanaha swargapara janma karma falapradam kriya vishesha bhulam bhogaishwaryatim prati. These rituals, what they can maximum give you, some certain things what you can enjoy, certain wealth, prosperity, and maximum they will give you temporary happiness, which you call swarga. But it doesn't solve the problem. Ignorance is still there. So you go on wanting to work again and again, get the result. This is called taking birth again and again. Janma karma phalapradam. Kamatmanaha swargapara. These people's only goal is some higher happiness. And for that, kriya vishesha bahulam. 1,000 details of work to gain this paltry bhoga aishwarya you have to do. Bhogaishvarya prasaktavanam dayapahrita chetasam yavasayatmika buddhi samadhauna vidayate. A man who is always thinking of sense enjoyments, I want this, I want that, I want to get this, I want to get that. That person is never happy because he's all the time thinking about getting something more than what he already has. So he cannot be peaceful. He got a brand new car. After 10 days, he sees another car. He wants that car. He is agitated. He buys a flat and then he sees his friend's flat. He curses, why did I buy this? You can't change the flats like that. Car you can change, wives you can change, but flats you cannot change so easily. Right? So this is what happens to a man who is all the time thinking about his joy and happiness with his prosperity, wealth, etc. And not only that, how these things are finite and limited and what you should do. See, a philosophy that only tells the problems, doesn't give a solution, is no philosophy. He has told the problems. He is now going to tell the problem in the first line. There also no, a little only, half line. After that, he will give you the clue how to live. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Saptastaha Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Traigunya, three gunas. What are three gunas? Good, bad, and indifferent. First class, second class, and third grade. Happy, sorrowful, bored. These are the three gunas. Everything has three gunas. Creative, sustaining, destruction. Right? Peaceful, agitated, confused. Everything comes under these three modes, not moods, modes. And all these Vedas, rituals, Veda here means rituals, come under this classification. Whatever you do, whatever you get, come under these three modes. They continuously change. Where will you get happiness? They bind you. Traigunya Vishaya. If you want happiness, you should go beyond these three modes. If you are suffering from poverty, you have to step out of poverty and become rich. If you are suffering from ill health, step out from ill health and gain health. If you are suffering from these three modes, rise above the three modes. Nistraigunya Bhavajana. How is that possible? These three modes are sustained by differences, comparisons. He, me, he, she. All these comparisons will end when you see all to be God. Understand, all of us are one God. With that understanding, keeping that in the mind, dropping all differences. Nirdvandvaha. Dvandva, duality means differences. He is different, I am different. When you see yourself in your finger, in your thumb, in your leg, in your head, what you like and what you don't like. My finger poked my eye. I hate my finger. Will you cut off? You don't, because it is you only. Similarly, when somebody hurts you, you know it is you only in him. He is hurting because he is not happy, because no happy man hurts. You are also hurt because you have ego. If you have no ego, you have love, you won't feel the hurt. faults become thick when love is thin. If you love all, their faults you do not care. So go beyond this duality. How Nitya Sattvastaha, all the time staying in the highest mood of all the three. Select the best. The best is Sattva, quietude, peace, intellect. Not at the level of the body, not at the level of the mind, at the level of the intellect, the reason. And then drop these two worries. They are the things that disturb. I don't have this, I should get it. I have this, I should protect it. This twofold disturbance is called yoga. Yoga, striving for what you don't have. Kshema, trying to protect what you have. All the time our life is spent in this. To get this, to protect this. Where will you have peace, sir? Your peace goes to pieces. Just don't care for anything external. Just don't care. Goes. So what? I don't need it. I don't need it. What I don't have, I don't need it. Because happiness doesn't need anything. Do you know the poor people, labor people, people who come to work in your house also, the housemaids and all that, they are very happy. Not only happy, their hearts are larger than you and me. They have a broad mind, they are happy. You and I, all the time petty-minded and never happy. Never happy. So therefore, see God in all, accept all, reject none. Okay, battery is going down. So let me complete with one verse. So, reject none, accept all, love all. And when you do that, do not worry about things that you don't have. Try to protect what you have, yoga and kshema. How that is possible? Depend on God. He will give me what I want. I don't have to struggle. He will save me. He will protect me. Think of God, depend on Him, surrender to Him. And now he is concluding his comparison of his karma yoga, of his self-knowledge with the rituals. Yavan artha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Yavan, as much use is the well water. Well water in the villages where there are no pumps and all that, you need well water. But if there is a flood water going 2 feet above the well, what is the use of the well water? Similarly, when this man is enjoying the happiness from the self, he has no value for the joys that he can get from the rituals. Yava nartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. We will see more of this next week. Right? My battery seems to be going, so I will stop here. I'll stop here before it goes. And next week we shall see. Thank you all. God bless you all. Bye.